Hello, my beautiful ladies and gentlemen. How are you feeling? I'm over the moon. I'm over the moon. I've got amazing guests today, and today is our last show for January. Can you believe it? The last show for January, because on Thursday it will be the first one for my February month. How was your January? Did you take up your courage every day and continue what you needed to do? Were you brave enough to put out your goals before the year started? And did you continue to do work on your goals every day? I have. I've got a big dream. I've got a few big dreams. But if I don't do the action, if I don't have the courage to get up in the morning with a smile, and I will ask myself, Sanet, what value can you bring for Sanet and for others? And then go to do my things, my beautiful morning routine, and are happy because I've got another day to experience people, experience love, have a few dance during the day. But it takes courage. And sometimes when there's a lot of stuff happening, will you still stand straight and focus on what you need to do? And that also takes courage. So as you can hear, we're talking about courage today. And our beautiful title for this day is BraveHeart Ventures. Are you brave? Are you brave-hearted? So we're going to talk about it all now when I see my guest. I am truly honored today. Honored. Because I've got two sponsors for today. I've got Jose Escobar. He is from the Connected Leaders Academy. And then one of my guests. Oh, I'm so excited, Helena. She's also a sponsor for my show today. So today, I'm over the moon. I am over the moon. Thank you to you both. We're going to talk to Helena in a few seconds. But first of all, I would love to tell the Diamond Beauties and the Tanzanite Heroes, my beautiful community, if you do give us comment during this show, please put your name in the front or in the back, because we are a private group and then your details will not be shown except if you come through the YouTube channel. So my beautiful ladies and gentlemen, are you ready? I am ready. I am over the moon. Let us take 3 deep breaths, and then I will start with my first video, bring in my guests, and then my second video and talk to Helena. Oh, I'm so excited. Here we go. Take a deep breath in. Exhale. Another one in. Exhale. Last one in. Exhale. Wow, here we go.
Is Jose Escobar. I live in Washington, D.C. area. I'm a family man. I'm an entrepreneur, coach, author, and speaker. I have communities. I support people. I'm a servant leader, and the list goes on. And I'm primarily the CEO of the Connected Leaders Academy. That's my bread and butter. That's my core offer, right? That's where I put most of my time and energy. And the Connected Leaders Academy is a growing community. It's a tribe of some of the highest level entrepreneurs from all over the world. We're now over 350 plus members, 42 states across the US, and 17 international countries. If you're an entrepreneur out there that's looking to grow personally and professionally, scale your influence, develop your skill sets, move the needle in your business, more money, more clients, right? This is the community for you.
Hello, my beautiful guest. What happened to Dr. Michael? I don't know what's cooking. Let me take him first out and then bring him back again. Okay, I don't know what happened there. So, Dr. Michael, please just come onto camera. It was now very funny. I was also talking, and then I saw myself in the back studio, and I saw myself on your screen. So, my beautiful Helena and Kathy, welcome, my beautiful guest. So, first of all, Helene, I want to say thank you for being my sponsor, second sponsor for today's show. I am truly so honored. I am blessed beyond measure. So, may I please play your video? And then you can tell us a little bit about your book, and then I will ask you to introduce yourself. Oh, yeah, Dr. Michael is back. Just, ladies, let me quickly bring him in. Dr. Michael, what happened to you?
I know is that technology has a power and force of its own. I refuse to give in to it, and we'll talk about not giving in a little later today. But
Wow.
sometimes you have to fight it.
Oh, thank you, my beautiful Dr. Michael. So, Helene, I'm going to play your video. Here we go.
Hello, beautiful souls. This is Helena Georgiou, transformational speaker, relationship coach, and co-author of Breaking the Silence, Voice of Survivors. So exciting to introduce this new book, a collaboration of 21 co-authors, all experiencing their difficult journeys through trauma, through adversity, and giving guidance on how to overcome this negativity, the struggles, all through the power of resilience. So I welcome you to order your copy. Go to my website, helenabraveheart.com. Step into your Braveheart power today.
Oh, wow. Amazing. So, Helena, how did you feel when you see the video? Because you did the video for me, but I did the sparkles and I put the banner at the back, the call to action at the back. And that banner will also go into the Diamond Moment magazine, issue 7. And may I just, before asking you how you feel, I just want to let you all know, ladies, that our Dr. Michael is going to be the cover for issue 7. He is going to be an amazing cover and our story. We cannot wait for that. So, my beautiful Helene, how did you feel when you saw all the sparkles I have done for your video?
Oh my gosh. Amazing. Absolutely incredible. I love the bling, the shine, the sparkle, all the stuff that us women love.
And I thank you.
Fantastic. Amazing work, as always, Sanet.
Thank you. I must just tell you, it's not just our women that love sparkle, men as well. So definitely sparkle all the way. Please tell us quickly about the book and if you can show us as well.
Sure. This is Breaking the Silence, Voice of Survivors, a collaboration of 21 authors. And it takes us through the personal stories, the journeys of transformation, various stories going from trauma to trafficking to survival. And it's very deep to my heart as a trauma survivor myself. And of course, the title, Breaking the Silence, for me personally, is very meaningful. Having to come out of the closet and finally express myself, not only in writing, which has always been my passion, but also on stage, public speaking, sharing my story last year. So our voice has so much power. And through that, we can create a huge positive impact in the world. And the time is now for all of us to get together, support each other as we're doing tonight, and share our experiences, our knowledge, our strength, and above all, our love. That's what it's about, spreading the love.
Wow. I love it. Thank you again for being my second sponsor for the show. I really appreciate you. May I ask you to introduce yourself and tell us what courage means for you?
Thank you once again for creating this beautiful stage for us here. I'm super excited. Such an honor and privilege to be here with Kathy and Dr. Michael as well. I was born in Durban, South Africa, and the past 25 years, I'm living here in Paphos, Cyprus, which is the third biggest island in the Mediterranean. So presently we're experiencing winter, and yeah, not my favorite time of the year, but enjoying it. It's only 3 months, so I can't complain. Yeah, for me, courage is one of the greatest virtues, because from there, everything else falls into place. We need courage just to face ourselves each day. There's days where we don't want to get out of bed, or we don't want to get dressed, or, we don't want to face the boss or our colleagues. Maybe we don't want to do the interview or ask for a raise. We need courage, in my opinion, every day. It takes some courage, some days more than others, but courage is a very important virtue. And especially along my journey, it's taken a great deal of courage to come from a dysfunctional childhood, having that affect my life growing up as an adult, and then eventually in midlife having a serious physical ailment that I had to have a lot of courage to face, work through, and that created the breakthrough for my trauma to triumph experience, where I was able to turn my wounds into wisdom and my pain into purpose, so that I can inspire other victims to become the victor of their lives, and know that with love, courage, and support, all is possible. And of course, with the divine guidance and help, we're not here alone. I've always had that support in my life, with no doubt. So courage is what gives us strength to face ourselves first, and then to be able to step out the door in the morning and face the world and know whatever's going to happen, it's going to be okay, because we're not alone, that we can do it. And together we can create amazing things, just as we are here tonight, Sanet.
Thank you. Thank you, my beautiful Helena. If I then can go over to Kathy, my beautiful Kathy, can you please introduce yourself and also tell us where you're from? And can you also tell us what courage means for you?
Perfect. Thank you very much, Sanet. I always love being on your show. You bring so much energy that you really are contagious with that. And yes, my name is Kathy Dirksen. I live on the west coast of Canada, so I'm near Vancouver. And the name of my company is Inspired Tenacity. And I focus on really helping women step into new possibilities and realize, especially in midlife, that there's so much more to come. And one of the ways I do this is through creating anthology projects, so compilation books. And as Sanet was saying, she's actually one of the authors in one of my upcoming books. But and that's the main thing that I do these days, is create new projects focused on themes that women are inspired to write about and read about. I've got several books ready to come out and a few more that are just getting started, always something new coming up. And in 2022, my word of the year, I always love to pick a word, was courage. Because at that time, I was new as an entrepreneur. I was stepping into huge changes and figuring out what it was that I was here to bring to the world. And that was really when I was starting to focus on creating books, as I felt this was what it was that was my special thing, that I can really help women step into becoming an author, becoming an international best-selling author, sharing your stories. And like Helena was saying, just that going through that process of putting your story on paper and releasing it out to the world is a very powerful experience. So I provide that for as many women as I can. And so because of my word in 2022, that was one of the books I created. It was actually called Embrace Courage. And that book included 20 people from around the world, again, sharing their stories of embracing courage. And one of the things I was really trying to do with that book, because in my mind, courage isn't, I mean, obviously it is those big things like rushing into the burning building to save the kid and those kind of things. Those are what we usually think of as courage, but really every day we are courageous. When we get up in the morning and we get doing things, it takes courage. And especially when people are starting new things, they're stepping into new opportunities, it takes a lot of courage. You know, we could easily fall back into our fear and not step into those new things. So that was really one of my big focuses with that book, was to highlight the fact that it's not just those big things that are courage. Courage is an everyday thing that we need to acknowledge and give ourselves credit for being so courageous. So thank you.
I love it. Thank you, my beautiful Kathy. I will be coming back to you. So, Michael, or Dr. Michael, can you please introduce yourself? And you and Kathy are on the same time zone. And then also let us know what courage means for you.
I'm Michael Alexander, Alexander Talks, and I am a speaker, and I specialize in helping people look at things and problems differently, because our mindset affects what we can do and what we can see. Now, you asked me what courage means to me. Courage is realizing that there are dangers, but being sufficiently inspired by the things we want to do, our purposes in life, and we all have important purposes. You've heard two here already. Sanet's story, many of you know. And when you have the inspiration that makes facing the dangers worthwhile, and you face those dangers, that is courage. And that is also the keystone to success and accomplishing what you were put on earth to do.
Thank you, my beautiful Dr. Michael. I am going to come back to you because I want to tell everybody where we know each other and what is going to happen with the Diamond Moment magazine. But I am going to quickly show in Jenna, say hi, everyone. But I think Dr. Michael, she's going to be there at your side. So let me see. Yes. And Jenna, thank you for joining us and thank you for putting your name in the front. So my beautiful Helena, if I can come back to you. It was so funny because I had Dr. Michael already 5 months ago. I had Kathy to come almost also 4 months ago. We have planned for this today. But the lady that would have come today could not make it. So I have phoned you and asked if you would come. And then I just realized BraveHeart Ventures, because I've done the proposal a long time ago, and your website is exactly the same. How did you decide on that amazing name for your website?
In April last year, I did my first public speaking about my story on stage in front of about 25 women for the Women's Integrative Health event here in Cyprus by Women of Truth. And that was so, as Dr. Michael and Kathy mentioned before, courage is something that you feel the fear and you do anyway because of a higher calling. And this is exactly what I experienced. Standing at the podium, my hands were trembling, my legs were shaking, my voice, and you get the sweats. But I did it. I stood there 20 minutes and I shared, and it was the most liberating moment of my life. Worth it all, absolutely. And it took a while to integrate everything and the emotions and something like a quantum leap, which is like a mega transformational breakthrough and change that I went through on many levels thereafter. And my life completely has changed and kind of just blossomed so beautifully with many amazing people like yourselves tonight. And the opportunities kept rolling through. And in my prayers and my meditation, I was given this word BraveHeart. And I thought, wow, you know, that's really me, because I'm very heart-centered, very open-hearted. And bravery was meaningful for me too because of my experience. And most of my life, actually looking back, having to leave South Africa and everyone I knew in 1998, just with my husband, we virtually came here with suitcases. We had to give up our business due to the crime and various experiences we had there. So we started from scratch and came with our son, who was only 8 months old. So bravery goes pretty far back in my life. And when I was given this name Braveheart, I thought, wow, well, I'm doing the book now, so I need a website. And that's where it kind of all just unfolded and fell into place. And from there, I created my new media pages. And now I'm doing the branding and creating my coaching program. So it's just beautiful how it's unfolded. And from there, many beautiful things have happened and are happening, and I'm sure are still going to happen. So I welcome it all. And thanks to bravery that this has happened.
Wow. Thank you, my beautiful Helene. And I have also seen you the first time on Andrea's show. I was also a guest, and we connected the same day. And we started to talk on Messenger, and then we had the coffee chat soon. And can you tell us what is your forever dance or your forever song that we had to dance on?
Of course, absolutely. The greatest love of all, of course. Whitney Houston, my favorites.
Wow, that was really so beautiful. Thank you for being an inspiration, not only to me, but to so many. And you will be flying even higher after today as well, because there's other people that will be seeing you as well. So, my beautiful Helena, I will come back to you. I'm going to go over to Kathy. So, my beautiful Kathy, I have unmuted you. So, I was also thinking your name, your website, and your name for your business is quite unique. So can you tell us, because that also took courage to decide on a name for your business. Can you tell us, how did you get to that?
Yes, and actually you're right. The story fits quite perfectly. And this name, it came to me while I was in the middle of massive change in my life. I was in the middle of divorce, complete career change. I had two teenagers, and my life was quite crazy at the moment. And I really was figuring out, again, what are those gifts that I'm bringing and how? And so I was creating my own business. And this name came to me. And part of it was that I felt that these are some of the ingredients, the key parts of making any big change in our life. We need that inspiration to get started, but we need that tenacity to just keep going and follow that dream. But the funny thing is, I always say the word that's missing there, the other ingredient that's so important, is courage. And so that's a regular, when I'm explaining my business name, Inspired Tenacity, I always say courage is the other word that belongs in the middle there. But of course, that would make it a very long title.
Wow. And I must just say, the first time I met you, my beautiful Kathy, it was on Robert W. Jones's meeting. And I also, don't think you spoke that day, but we also connected quite fast after that. And you are part of the Diamond Beauties for more than a year already. Can you believe time flies? It's amazing. And you did come last year a few times to the show. So, and you did also some summits with me. So I just want to say thank you so much for all your inspiration. What is your forever song?
My song is called Daydream, and it's all about reminding grown-ups to don't forget your daydream. You know, we're allowed to dream too. It's not just for
I
kids.
love it. I love it. And I never heard it before. And when the first time I heard it, I thought, wow, I love this song. And I play your song quite often. So yes, I
Oh,
love
good.
it. I love it.
Perfect.
I'm coming back to you. My beautiful Michael, let me just tell everybody what is going to happen in the Diamond Beauty magazine. So our beautiful Diamond Moment magazine is going to be issue 7. So we are busy with issue 6 now for that will be coming out early in February. And then Dr. Michael said, now, how can I be on the cover of the magazine? I said, well, it's an investment. But if you would we will love you to be on the cover. So we have our first investment cover this month. It will be a couple for Valentine, and then our first, how can I say it, single person, if I can call it like that, and we are celebrating. And Dr. Michael, you will be getting some extra specials with this because you are our first single person on the cover. So we are truly excited to have you as our male celebrity for the Diamond Beauty magazine issue 7. So can tell us how you feel about that. But I also want to mention, I met you in May. It will be 3 years ago. And I joined the Speaker Speak Live group. I decided I want to be a speaker. And I knew I had to do my 10-minute speech. And I have seen Dr. Michael 3 times. And I thought, oh, Dr. Michael always gives very good feedback. But if I can get Dr. Michael on my side, then he can help me to perfect my speech before getting beautiful critique messages. So I've befriended Dr. Michael and I asked him, can he help me? Oh my goodness, we asked meeting quite often, almost not every week anymore, but quite a lot. We see each other 2 to 3 times a month. And we became friends. And Dr. Michael was not as scary as I thought in the beginning. I was not scared of him, but scared of maybe disappointing him with the way I'm talking. But I'm also Afrikaans speaking, so English is my second language. So I wanted to have Dr. Michael in my corner to help me perfect my speech. So Dr. Michael, you also helped me with my 45-minute speech I did with the speaker theater. You were my speaking coach that time. So I just want to say thank you for being part of my life. Thank you for helping me to say I'm not a cookie cutter. I love it. I love it. So my Dr. Michael, can you tell us, you are embarking on a new venture, branding and everything, and that takes courage. Can you tell us a little bit about that, and also how you feel about being on the cover for the Diamond Moment magazine for issue 7?
Well, I'm very excited by it. And I'm very excited in part, and I really want to say this because Sanet is, for me, very much a success story, and a success story involving bravery. Now, as she said, when she started, she knew what she wanted, but she was afraid of me, of all people. But she had the courage to come and say, I'm going to work with him anyway. I don't think I was that scary when all was said and done. But I also feel like she took advantage of the opportunity that was there for her. She went past her fear. And as a result, she accomplished all that she's accomplished. The biggest fear most people have, really, is the embarrassment of not being everything that they think they should be. Someone once told me I was a natural born speaker, and I said, nope. Heck, I was 6 months old before I said my first word. Wasn't born into it at all. And my first word could have been mama, and my mother would have been happy. It could have been daddy, and my father would have been happy. But no, my first word was Fido, and the dog wasn't impressed. I didn't stop. And I like to feel that the world has been improved by the things I've had the courage to get out and say. But did I start as a failure? Absolutely. But I had something more important to do. As you all have something more important to do. Sanet has done wonderful things with that. Helena started off with all of her problems, but she took and faced the courage to go somewhere. Kathy and everybody in our audience here tonight has something that they want to do, something that makes it worth facing. What's the worst? A little embarrassment? You know what? It washes off. It'll wash off, and you can do all of the great things that can only happen, that only you can do. So please, for all of our sakes, embrace the courage. Don't be afraid to have to wash off a little bit of embarrassment, take a little bit of struggle, and bring the world the wonderful gifts that you have.
Wow, thank you. And Dr. Michael, tell us about your new venture with your branding. I love your photos on LinkedIn. I love the one that you were standing there and there was a statue, a woman's statue. You were looking at her. I love the way that you are presenting a fun side to your branding. So tell us a little bit about that.
Well, I'm going to start off by being honest with you guys. I've been told that probably the most important thing about making people make me someone they want to be in the audience of is to give them the feeling that other people have watched me or looked at me or seen me. So I want to be seen. Now, this is a little difficult for me because I'm dyslexic. And as a result, I'm not a visual person. I don't want any sympathy for my dyslexia. I don't have problems reading. But I don't do things visually. I don't do things the same way other people do. And I organize my thoughts differently. That can be a blessing. The things we think of as curses can be blessings. But if they've got to be able to see me, then I've got to be able to be seen. And so what I've been doing is taking advantage of the visuals that are available out there and playing with them. And I haven't said, okay, this is me sitting in a chair. This is me pointing at someone. This is me, whatever. I said, what can I do that's different and creative? That when someone I saw an interesting statistic recently that the amount of stuff that people scroll through on their phones every day is roughly the same length as the Empire State Building, which used to be the world's tallest building. And if you want them to see you as they're scrolling past all of this, you have to figure out how to make them stop. And so that's what I've been trying to do, Sanet. I've been trying to come up with pictures which will make people stop and look and listen to that little message I've got there so that they'll look at me and say, maybe he has something to say. And if they do, maybe I'll find another Sanet out there. Well, I won't be that lucky. But I'll find someone else who has something to say and can make the world better. So that's what I've been doing.
Oh, wow. Dr. Michael, I just want to say I just love you. And you know that you also made a video for us talking with my beautiful song I've written for Soul of a Diamond. But I do, and I play your video every week with the lady that is coming to tell a story. But I just need to let you know that I do have a gentleman in Canada. He took the song and he's going to compose the music and sing it for me. So soon your voice will not be there anymore, but I can just tell you, when you were reading it, the ladies loved the song I have written with your voice. So thank you for jumping in and helping me out when I said, I don't, the lady that wanted to do the song is not coming back to me. And you said, okay, I will read it for you, Sanet. And I said, Dr. Michael. I didn't say doctor. I said, Michael, really? And he said, yes. I said, oh, I wish I could come through the camera and give you a hug. I'm so happy. Thank you. So, Dr. Michael, I am going to come back to you. My beautiful Helena, if I can then ask you, let me just make sure that you can talk to us. And I mute Dr. Michael. So please tell us, who are you serving? Who are you helping to make life better for them?
Sure. I am passionately serving women. I've been doing this for over the past decade. Initially, first through my holistic work and therapies, working with divorced single mothers, raising their children, helping them to create income to be financially stable. And then through my own experience now of trauma survival and evolving into a public speaker, now I'm doing coaching, one-on-one mentoring to help women to understand that no matter what their deepest fear is, they can have a breakthrough, they can overcome it, and they can empower themselves, reclaim their sovereignty, and be able to step forward into the world, aspiring others through what resonates with their heart for their true calling, to be able to use their voice to be seen, to be heard as a woman. Because we know for centuries this has been a huge issue in society and still pretty much in certain places today. So it's about using the voice, using your presence, using your gifts. We all have unique gifts. We all here as individuals with something special to share with the world. And the time is now to reach out, to step up, to show up, and to be able to be there for ourselves first. Have the courage to take care of ourselves. Number one, relationship. How we have the courage to listen to our body's needs. The courage to be able to say, I need help, and reach out to someone for help. So that I'm that person. I'm there to support and hold their hands along the way, to guide them with positive mindset, growth mindset, with financial stability, one-on-one coaching online, or if they're around in my beautiful country, face-to-face with my healing hands massage. So whatever calls them to me, it's a very personalized coaching package. And of course, now my book to share as well with them, to inspire them and for them to share with others. It's all about breaking the silence that we keep within ourselves when we're going through difficulties. Sometimes we don't know how to speak about it. And sometimes we don't know who to share it with, if someone's going to be judgmental. So it all takes courage. I know, being someone very silent, growing up as a child, I suffered with serious tonsillitis. And I truly believe now with my experience that our body and the emotions have a huge connection. As Dr. Michael Alexander was saying about the mindsets, the left, the right brain, the hemispheres. And there's an amazing doctor, Dr. Joe Dispenza, who works with neurology and done studies and proven that the emotions and the body have a huge sync together. And I experienced that and worked through that. So when my clients come to me, it's not just the physical. I'm working on all levels because I know it's the mind, body, spirit triangle that creates the change. The one can't be without the other. We need to find that balance. And yes, that's courage too. So that's my honor and my gift to the world, as I've been gifted now with this beautiful grace to be able to step into my light. It brings me great honor, and it's such a privilege every day to wake up and know I have a whole new day ahead of me. Going through COVID, I had it twice. I had a near-death experience. So once again, that took courage for me to come through into a total new life. My life totally changed 2 years ago. And to allow spirit to move through me and guide me, and just to allow every day to unfold for the best of my ability and for those around me and those that I connect with, because we're all one, in my opinion. And when I'm helping you, it's not just about you and me. It's about so much more. It's a ripple effect. And this is the power of love and courage. And that's what I want to share with everyone. Thank you.
Oh, I love it. Just let me quickly look there. We have our March summit, and it's going to be why the code of silence is so strong. And you will be also coming to talk on us with our 2-hour special on that as well. So, my beautiful Helene, can you give us your golden nugget?
Absolutely, with pleasure. Thank you for this opportunity, Sanet, and Michael and Kathy, for you being here and supporting me. Mine is breaking the silence. So it's first, break the silence, break the violence, and thirdly, break the chains so that you can break free and step into your brave heart.
I love it. Thank you so much, my beautiful Lillian. So I'm going to go over to Kathy. Just give me 1 second. There you are, my beautiful Kathy. Kathy, we know that you are serving women and you giving the women opportunity to share their stories. So I want to find out a little bit more. How do women feel when they actually now part of this book compilation, and they could actually from Amazon purchase their book and have them in their hands? I'm sure you have gotten a lot of testimonials, a lot of ladies that say they never thought they would have been a co-author or, be in a book, tell their story. So can you tell us a little bit, how did your ladies feel, and what did it make you feel?
Yes, no, thank you. And Helena, it's interesting. You just mentioned the ripple effect. And that's actually the title of one of my new books, Ripple Effect of Impact. And the whole idea that we are creating a ripple effect that is going on and on and on, far beyond what we'll ever see. We're helping the people in front of us, but that's impacting their life, which is impacting the lives of everyone around them. And really, that's where my books come in too, is that even this morning I was on a meeting and one of the women happened to be in one of my books that came out a few months ago. And she was actually in tears in our meeting this morning, talking about how just that being in that book, sharing her story and the doors that it opens as you step into being an author and a speaker, and really getting your business rolling, because that's one of the parts that I always build into my projects is other speaking opportunities, networking opportunities to really get on different stages and just find other ways to build your business out into the community. And so ripple effect is a huge, huge theme that I work with as well. And yes, you're right. There's been times that I've wondered, am I really having any benefit here in the world doing what I'm doing? And then out of the blue, somebody will come along that's been in one of my projects, and she'll just, again, just go on about how it's changed her life. One of the other women, she was, when we first met and we got talking about the books, and she joined into my book, Embrace Courage, first. And she loved that one so much, she jumped into another one that was called Midlife Awakening. And then she went on to write her solo book. So last year in 2023, she went from not having anything published to having 3 international best-selling books with her name on them. And now she's gone on and on. She's now started a whole YouTube series. She's speaking at different places. She's traveling to different places in the world to share what she's doing. And before, when I first met her, she felt very small and invisible and felt like the people around her just didn't get what she was trying to do. And being in the books has allowed her to see there's a whole other world out there. And all these people, there's so many people that are waiting to hear what she has to say. So the people that she lives close to might not get it, but there's a lot of other people around the world who are literally waiting to hear what's next from her. So
Wow,
those are the kinds of
amazing.
things, and I feel like I'm kind of the conduit that I bring people together, and I put them through out into this new world.
That's amazing. Here in South Africa, it is an old saying. If people, especially men, used to wear hats in the olden days, and they would have, if they want to salute you, they would have just lift their hat a little bit up, and then they will bow a little bit. So, my beautiful Kathy, I want to salute you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you for inspiring and making other people, other women being seen and heard. So, can you please give us your golden nugget?
Mm. Yes, my golden nugget is embrace courage. Do what makes you come alive.
I love it. So, because I could not put the whole one in for that small space, I just put in do what makes you come alive. So, I love it. I love it. Thank you so much, my beautiful Kathy. Dr. Michael, are you ready for me?
No one's ever ready for you, Sanet. You're a force of nature, but I'll do
Oh,
my
you are
best.
oh, you are so beautiful. So, Dr. Michael, I know that you are singing. You can tell us about that. But I also, when you tell us your story about your dad and what he did, was always for me such an encouragement, because there's a lot of men out there that don't have had their fathers in their life. And the way that you talked about your father was always for me so incredibly beautiful. So if I can give you 3 minutes, will
In
you
that
tell
case,
us?
give me a second. Give me a second.
Okay.
That's what I needed.
Okay.
All right. My father was the inventor of the barcode. You know those little strips you see on everything in the world that you buy? That was invented by my father. Now, he was a co-inventor. So let me tell you a little bit about the story. He went out from his office, where he was working on a completely different project, and stopped by the office of one of his friends and said, "Frank, you free for lunch?" And Frank Seitz said, "Sure." They went to lunch. My father said, "So what are you working on?" "We're working on a way to identify railroad cars. When one company's cars drive on another company's tracks, they pay a rental fee. And they're identified by the numbers on the sides of the cars. Well, unfortunately, that's a job which goes to the union guys, the older ones who need the break, and they don't care that much, and they're a little squinty-eyed. They reverse the numbers, and it creates a disaster. So we have been asked as a bid to come up with a way to identify the cars electronically. So how's it going? Father said. Terribly. I have these colored strips on the side of the railroad cars, and it's going to disappear in the background here, so it's not going to work after.
Oh,
Well,
there is a little
I have
bit there.
these colored strips, and they go zooming past the scanner, but they go by so fast that they blur and we can't read them. And I've tried everything. I've tried faster computers, better algorithms. I've tried everything I can think of to make this work. It just can't be done. And this short sentence was my father's inspiration, and it was the creation of that little product on the side of everything you buy. My father said, this is what you do. You take those strips and you turn them sideways, and you read down with a scanner at your own pace. And that was all it took to make the impossible possible. And that kind of thinking, Edmund de Bono wrote books on it called Lateral Thinking, is what made many things in life possible. And it's what my father taught me. And when I say you need a different mindset to look at problems, that's what I'm talking about. Don't say, how can I be faster if I'm not fast enough? Say, how can I make it important to not important to be faster? And that will permit you to solve a large number of problems. As a scuba diver, it's actually saved my life on more than one occasion. It's all in how you approach the world.
Wow. I love it. I'm so sorry, Dr. Michael. I have to ask you for a quick, I need to have a quick Helena's video again, and then we will have to do the dancing because I cannot believe our show is almost finished. But can you please give us your golden nugget?
It's what Helena learned when she finally started talking. It's what Kathy teaches all of her people who write. It's what Sanet learned when she finally got out there. You never get any better by only doing what you already know how to do.
I love it. I love it. Thank you, my beautiful Dr. Michael. Helena, I just want to play quickly your video, and then we're going to do some dancing. I hope you are ready for that. Here we go.
Hello, beautiful souls. This is Helena Georgiou, transformational speaker, relationship coach, and co-author of Breaking the Silence, Voice of Survivors. So exciting to introduce this new book, a collaboration of 21 co-authors, all experiencing their difficult journeys through trauma, through adversity, and giving guidance on how to overcome this negativity, the struggles, all through the power of resilience. So I welcome you to order your copy. Go to my website, HelenaBraveHeart.com. Step into your Braveheart power today.
Wow, beautiful. Thank you, my beautiful Helena. So, my beautiful Helena, Kathy, and Dr. Michael, will you have a dance with me?
I would be honored.
Thank you, my beautiful ones. My beautiful viewers, will you have a dance with us? They said yes. They said yes, yes. Here we go. I love you.